Welcome to the Aligned and Turned On with Nejma podcast. This is a space for women who are done settling for fine or performing their growth and ready to truly lead from their truth and soul's purpose. This is where we have real, unfiltered conversations about what it actually takes to own your truth, your power, and your full self-expression in all areas of your life. So through these conversations and through the lens of my work with the five-pointed star path, we go beyond surface level growth and into the kind of self-discovery that changes how you show up in everything. So let's dive in. Today we are exploring the third step of the five-pointed star path, undress the BS. Very juicy topic. And I am joined with the beautiful Melany. Hello,
Hi, thank you for having me.
absolute pleasure. I cannot wait to begin. But just to tell you a bit about Melany, Melany is a sacred nerd. You wouldn't think to mix these two words, but it's a thing. She's a mama too. She's a founder of Move Your Senses. She created a movement for mothers who are done performing and ready to reclaim their turn on truth and aliveness. So through her Raw Reveal program, she helps deeply capable mothers transmute self-abandonment into pleasure, into power, and into full feminine presence because the mother and the woman belong together. I love this. Thank you for being here, Melany.
Mm.
Well, let's dive right in, shall we?
Yeah,
I
please.
am so curious, so curious.
Ready to
What
undress.
exactly? Let's start. What does undressing the BS actually mean for you in your life right now?
Mm. Yeah, that's a beautiful one to start. And you just also mentioned raw reveal, and that's for me really like undressing the bullshit. Like, how can we get rid of the layers or the mask or the supposed to being the nice girl and also show this raw parts of a woman and a turn on in life means not that we just want to have sex all day long, but it's really getting to reclaim this power. And today I gave a masterclass about pleasure and
Nice.
joy. Yeah, it was really nice with female entrepreneurs. And I was in this high walking through the park and I felt some sadness popping up, like your eyes starting to, I want to cry, but I don't. And I really
Mm,
felt like, can I carry this much of goodness? And because I have also this limiting belief, like, can it be this good? Can it be this good? And I start sabotaging myself. So that's really one of my bullshits. I want to undress. So I was also recording. I still have to put on the reels, but that's really what life's about. Like, I feel this, and I used to have this pattern to pick a fight at that exact moment to prove
mm.
to myself that yeah, life isn't good. Look, we're in a fight again. So that was like I caught myself like I'm not going this bullshit road again.
That is so powerful because what you're speaking to is what we all go through. Like sometimes when we look people who work on this, do this type of work, like the teachers like
Mhm.
us, we have this impression that they got it all figured out. They got it all together. But it's
Mm,
actually not the truth. The difference is we catch ourselves.
yeah, and way faster, and not always. So
Yeah.
it's not about perfection, and I don't claim to be. So I practice what I preach, and that's what I'm showing women. So I show my sadness and my rage and the ugly mess as well,
I love that.
um, because that's the truth.
That's
Like
life.
yeah,
Yeah.
and not all my business is successful. Not all my days are like pink, fluffy, glittery or turned on in my wild feminine. No, it's
Yeah.
not. So to show you the real truth and then yeah, catch yourself, like you say, and go
Yes.
back. Go back in this higher frequency because it's a choice.
Yeah, and that's the power too for undressing the BS. It's like, well, I see that as like layers that we accumulated. So like conditioning, shoulds,
Mm.
have tos, wounds, limiting beliefs, false self, all the things that you've talked about as well. For oh, that's a pattern that you picked up somewhere that life cannot be that good. So in reaction to that layer, you're not in your truth.
Mm-hmm.
You're acting out from that layer. And so many people go about and women go about in life not noticing, not doing the sacred undressing and just always being in reaction. And then we start learning about that and like, oh, I don't want to be reactive. I want to respond. But it's not like you learned it once and now you're doing it. No. There's layers to undress.
True. And you don't learn from the head. So I'm a scientist and a very heady person. Like we were just discussing archetypes. I'm being the sage, the smart girl.
Yeah.
And the head is one thing. Like I can go through a book and think of, I'm not doing the exercises. I actually know it. I know it.
Yes.
But then you don't practice it and you don't experience it and you don't get this aha in your body. And that's not there in one time. Like there's hard topics too. You need to do it again and again and again, also with shame and going through it. That's layered indeed. This BS is so layered and so well programmed. Like me reading the book thinking, oh yeah, I know I don't have to do it. I don't have to actually write it down. But you do, because this head of yours is also a sabotage, has this mechanism to keep the baseline. And this is the baseline of yesterday. And we don't want yesterday. I want to expand. I want to grow.
Tomorrow.
I want to learn. We want tomorrow. We want to no limits.
I love what you're saying because it is true. And I actually talk about this in a masterclass I've given that's still available for free. It's the Aligned and Turned On masterclass. So we both have turn on in our brands, which is very interesting. And I call it the I know that trap. Right? Because I'm also a scientist. I don't know if you know what, I was a pharmacist for 10 years. And before that, I studied pure and applied math. So definitely like we are both the smart girls archetype here for sure. But this trap of like, oh, I know it. So you're always in this almost like dopamine insight seeking. I want the next aha. I want the next best thing, whether it's like in personal development, people who, if you have a business, I want the new best marketing strategy. I don't want to do the baseline and content pillars and all that. Oh, I know that. But are you actually doing it? That's really the gap, because for smart women like us, we love learning. And learning can also become the comfort zone.
Of course, yeah. Like I'm not ready yet. I need this training. I'm not yet ready yet. I need this degree. Like you're never done. You're never ready. You'll always have this anxiety or being scared. So what is it to do it anyways with what you have right now? And that asks trust, and that asks for you to really sink into your body, because your head will always say, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. And that's actually takes me to this question I wanted to ask you. So how do you feel like it's showing up? Because it can be a bit subtle for women in day to day, especially like high achieving women. It's not like, oh wow, it's new concept. Like they know a lot. So how is it subtly showing up that they might have layers or BS that's not undressed in the day to day?
Yeah, because that's really subtle. And actually they're doing pretty fine. And I think like the smarter you are and a high achiever you are, the more you can carry before you actually
crash,
fall, or get your head bumped, or like really crash. So it's then in those really little things you tell yourself. So if you would have this transcript of your mind and really catch yourself in your thoughts, like what are you telling yourself, and how much is expanding you, how much is limiting you, how much is keeping you put, and how much of your dreams are you really living. So are you taking care of the kids, of your partner, of the job, of all the things people don't but you always do? And do you still get joy and pleasure and turn on from that? Can you go to sleep and think, hell yes, this was the best day of my life?
Not just like I got everything handled, and actually like there's a few things going on the list for tomorrow and I can't, and just going into, and what comes to me is, I don't know if you have any practice that you recommend, but I would say if you don't pause, if you don't take a moment to actually do this self-inquiry, You might just
Mm,
find yourself a few months down the line and you survived life. You just managed everything around you.
true. You're functioning, you're performing, you're surviving. Indeed,
Yeah.
if you would really make it black and white, like
Yeah.
because yeah, for me that's movement and really slowing down. So that can also be a meditation, but meditation, it's also like the young practice is really in sitting in silence and being very
I've
still.
never seen meditation as young, but I could totally see that. Thank you for that
Yeah,
insight. Yeah.
yeah, but I like to add a movement to it as
Mm.
well, like more in the Kundalini way, also in the Kundalini yoga. There's also a lot of yang there, but you can make it more feminine. So, what would be a more feminine way to get into your own silence and body? And for me, that's always first through movement
Mhm.
and then inquiry or journaling
So
or
when you say
really
movement, sorry to stop you, do you mean like going on a run? Is it like movement, just like you put music and you just let your body do whatever? Like what type of movement we're talking about?
for me, it would be free flow.
Mm.
First, starting with the belly breathing,
Hmm.
and a very important thing is really to give yourself permission to loosen up. Like, can you relax your belly? Is it
Mm.
allowed to soften instead of in the posture, in the posture? Like I was
Shoulders
told,
back, standing
shoulders
straight.
back and tummy in. Like, no,
Yeah.
please. Like, if we want to feel and really go to this turn on place, which is in the belly, which is in the pelvis, start with really little circles there. And if you're moving, one of my coaches always says, go slower, like half the pace, and again and again,
Oh,
because then it
interesting.
gets so slow and so mindful that it becomes
Mm.
sensual, because sensual is about the senses, right? It's really heightening your
Right.
awareness there. And I already feel it. I see you making
Yeah,
these
I'm
little
just like
movements.
following and I'm like, oh, slow down. I love this. And my guess is also is that it starts to slow down your thoughts because if you're like,
Hmm.
okay, fine, I'm moving, I'm doing the things and you're going
Yeah.
super fast, it doesn't support this calming of your nervous system so you can actually see. Because I know when I'm activated, I'm talking super fast. And this
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
and
yeah,
that and that and frustration. And I'm like, okay, cool. I need to meditate. How long do I need to stay there? There's just like this constant. And what my
yeah.
husband does to me when he notices, actually, he slows down his pace of voice.
Mm.
Hey, let's slow down. And I'm like, yeah. Like it
Wow.
almost feels like, oh, that's juicy. I want to slow down. So
But
I
some
love
get really annoyed. You can also get triggered by
you
that.
could, you could. It's like, stop trying to control me. I'm busy, right?
Yeah.
So, well, let's talk about that. How do you, because you work with female entrepreneurs. So
Hmm.
obviously they're busy, they're high achievers. So how do you work with them when they probably resist slowing down?
Yeah. So I I feel like my work starts when you are ready. When
Mm-hmm.
you are ready to see that this is what you need, because I can try to convince you that this is the only way to growth, to pleasure, to love, and to more embodied living, being really alive and turned on. But then you hear it and you think, la la, whatever.
Yeah.
So for me, it's really the experience. So in my master classes, I had today 3 tips, actually 3 tools, and they're all experience. So I can show you and let you feel in a minute, where are you now? Where are you in your energy? And there was a woman, and she was really also very practical, and we were joking about the incense. The incense. I say, I
Yeah.
really like it. You can make a ritual out of it, and everything you ritualize is something you put intention in.
Mm-hmm.
um but you can also joke about it, and that's totally
That's
fine.
totally
But I
fine.
said,
Yeah.
okay, if you are in this meeting with somebody, a client, a potential client, where are you 80% focused on her, him, 20% on yourself, the other way around, 50-50? And she was like, how do I know? How do I know? Like, the head really tried to get it.
Yeah.
And I
It's
said,
like I need
well,
to give the right answer. How do I do my
yeah,
homework correctly? Like, how do I perform this question?
yeah.
Right.
So I was like, but you have to feel. Can you feel your breath at the same time that you're talking? Can we stay in connection?
Yeah.
And what I notice is that a lot of women are so to the outside, like we're scanning or caretaking,
Yeah.
even for safety. But let's say you had a wonderful childhood, then that's maybe a little less. But the women I work with, they have some nervous system regulation work
Yeah.
to do, so they don't want to stop. And actually, she caught herself on a coping like, I really watch a lot of telly, and I
Mm.
know it's not helping me
Yeah.
really slow down. It's not helping me relax. Like, no, it's not.
It's helping you disconnect, but with more clutter instead of more
Yeah.
awareness.
Yeah, but it's so, and I told her also, like, yeah, that's a coping. Like alcohol can be like workaholics can, like you have so many
Same.
copings.
Yeah.
When do you do nothing, and can you really be in that uncomfort, because it's uncomfortable at the beginning.
I started to do that a few days ago, just lay in bed and do nothing. And I'm so tempted every time I have a thought to like either Google, ask chat, ooh, that's a good idea. Ooh, let me put that on my calendar. And I'm like, no, put the phone down. Do
It's
not.
really hard.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
Especially it's really at, at at our reach. I don't know, I can't remember the expression, but like at hands reach, or what is it called? Arm's reach.
Yeah.
It's right
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
I was
So,
watching
so,
actually it's called Young Sheldon because I've also watched
oh,
some
yeah.
TV. It's a new series and it's back in the day. And what I noticed, of course, it wasn't TV. I don't even think there was radio really, like in
Mm.
families. And in between times when you're waiting for the person, people had a book. They were
I
just
always,
always reading.
I was always with a book in the train when
Yeah.
I was in high school, indeed. Yeah.
Now it's our phones, and there's so much stimulation that if we're not being intentional, like you said, and really realizing that the key might be there,
Mm.
we have all the opportunities to get lost and sucked into anything and everything.
True. We
Yeah.
are in this addiction mode, and
Yeah.
the mind needs training to focus. So if you scrolled 5 minutes on Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever, and you want to do a focused job afterwards, in 30 minutes you're bored and you're thinking about other things and you're opening another tab. Like
Yeah.
I'm this woman with 30 tabs open, starting an email, thinking about another thing, doing that, and I finish nothing. Like that can be like half of my day gone. But but that's really not how it works. Like you have being busy and being effective. So I want to bring this awareness back to the body, to what is really nurturing you, because from this relaxed nervous system and from this slowing down, you can actually get way more done, be
Yes.
way more effective, grow, expand in a personal and a business way.
And in a way, I mean, all of this we've been talking about, the reason why we're not slowing down, the reason why we're getting addicted to whatever it's scrolling, TV, food, whatnot, workaholism, is those layers of
Mm,
BS, right? And it
true.
could be, like you said, I like to work with ex people pleasers, right? Who are actually now get into a space where they're like, I need to create this carefully curated little bubble of mine. And I call this freedom. But then I realize, oh, but I don't have freedom. And I'm only free in this circle, right? And so what happens is that it's in reaction to
Mm,
these layers of BS, whether you're doing that bubble thing or whether you're getting yourself distracted all the time. In a way, you're keeping yourself trapped in something.
yeah, true. Yeah, and it's a, what you said, it's a delicate, it's a subtle trap. And
Mm-hmm.
and the first thing we tend to do is control it, make a bubble or
Yes.
make the circumstances the way that it still suits your schedule and fits.
Yeah.
But the bubble will burst eventually.
Yes.
Mm. Yeah, or you
Absolutely.
have to numb yourself completely out and make the decision, I go for this mediocre B, C life.
Yeah. And people start cutting people out of their lives, just letting some people in. And then there's also a lot of, you probably see that, like isolation coping.
Mm.
Like
Yeah.
people are draining, so I just need to be by myself. And like, how can we, it's really how to be in all of life and be with people, peopling is through this BS undressing, is
Yeah.
through coming to your body and giving yourself the space to notice what needs tender love and care and bring that turn on back, like you would say.
And indeed, you need a mirror for that. So I do think that alone
Mm,
time can be very nurturing. Can you be silent without the phone and stuff and really be with yourself? I couldn't in the past. I always needed more chatter and more
yeah.
distraction. But next to that, as women, I also feel like we have to weave this safety, this container, this bedding together
Yeah.
to actually flourish. Like we're way stronger together, and this is something
That's
I
part of
want.
the BS layer. I feel also is like, I don't need anybody. I got this
Yeah,
hyper independence. That's also like all this,
I totally
reaction
agree.
from the past from ex people pleasers going like, I don't need anybody. I'm in my bubble. So it's
Yeah.
like, how can we start to soften and find, I think so many people talk about the sisterhood wound. And
Mm,
so I really feel like we're all working in different angles and different ways to start healing that, because
yeah.
especially as women, we need each other. We always thrived in women's circles, in being
True.
held, in being seen, in belonging, just
Mm,
as we are without having to perform.
yeah. Yeah, and now you're mentioning this BS layer, then I also like to mention the BS layer of having a cycle, like your
Mm,
menstruation,
yeah.
and trying to perform like a man, or doing this 9 to 5 job, or having the same output a whole month. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't exist. We try to hide. So many women are hiding
Yeah.
their period or their cycle, or cannot talk
The
about it.
emotional up and down that can come with it and all of that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
taking painkillers
that's
to
true.
just function regularly,
Yeah.
how you should.
Well, I am in my luteal phase and I was struggling to even come on this podcast today. So I'm going to call myself, you know, I was eating lunch, watching TV, and I was like,
Uh,
but that's also okay. Right. That doesn't
mhm.
mean like, because some people go the other extreme. Oh, I cannot plan anything that is not in my ovulation phase or whatnot. And it's like, yeah, how can you be in that duality where you're mindful of the cycle, but you're not trapping yourself in those really strict rules about how you can be in life so you can protect your peace, so to speak?
True, yeah. So the cycles,
Yeah,
um, I think if you do it too extreme, like try to fully ignore, or try to say like I
exactly.
cannot do anything, you get yourself stuck.
Yeah. It's
But
always in
when
that
you,
balance, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah,
like what's the rhythm? And indeed, you can cancel if you feel totally off. You can still cancel, but that's also something we're bullshitting ourselves. I made a commitment. I
yeah,
said yes. I said A. I have to say B. But do you? Do,
yeah.
do
And on
you?
the other side, so that's one thing to consider. And that's where sometimes it's the discernment piece that we need to develop. It could also become like, oh, I'm in my luteal phase. I don't feel good. So I'm going to cancel and clear my calendar. It's like, well, hold on, right? Is there a
Hmm.
place in between? And when is it like, no, I can,
Yeah,
like, I'm stronger than this, like not stronger than
yeah,
this in a masculine way, but I got this. Like I can be in my power. And when is it like, no, you know what? Let me see if I can
yeah.
cancel.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and how can I again be carried in this? Because it's really
Yeah.
interesting what you say. I have a chronically ill a teacher for my dance, and she always shows up, and I know she's
Mm.
always in pain. And the
Mm.
last two trainings I did, the first was in October. I had like the worst back pain, but I went anyway. I got it actually going there.
Mm-hmm.
um, and she was so um, also caring for me, and I saw she could relate,
Yeah.
and she had also the respect, like, oh wow, you're still showing up. And this time my menstruation started exactly the day of the training, so I
There you
asked
go.
for like this warm, how do you
Yeah.
call it, a warm
Uh,
flask.
like water bottle kind of thing,
Yeah,
like to put it. Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
asked And she said, here it is. It's my lifesaver. So I could just sit, and I was not always
Here's
dancing.
the sisterhood for you, right? That's
Yes.
sisterhood at its best.
And
That's
I
amazing.
was like, okay, we go to this evening jazz club. I was really looking forward, but do I actually still want to go? And I was like,
Mhm.
but I could say, I'm not going. I'm tired. I'll go to bed. But I went anyways, and it was amazing
Yeah.
because I also gave myself the possibility to say no again. So it's
Yes.
like really going with
It
it.
wasn't like I have to, I'm forcing myself. It's like
No.
I'm coming from choice, and that's different.
Yeah.
Boom, that's the mic drop right there, Melanie.
It
Thank you
happened.
so much for coming on. Honestly, we could
Mm.
go on for hours. I say that for most of my guests because you're all amazing women. I have to say, I'm lucky. So if you'd like to continue the conversation, everyone who's listening, ask questions, go deeper on that. You're welcome to join the Aligned and Turned On Facebook group. I would love to connect with you. And Melanie, please let us know how we can connect with you. What do you got going on?
Yes. Well, you can find me on Instagram for sure. My name is Melany _ move your senses. So that would be pretty easy.
Yes,
It's also written here. And yeah, there will be a link probably in the show notes. And
I will
my
put that there.
website is www.moveyoursenses.nl, where you can find also everything about Raw Reveal. I'm in this phase where it's Dutch, but I'm also going English because I really love to expand it and make it a bigger movement than it is now.
Beautiful. Thank you so much again. And thank you, everybody who's listening up to this point. We don't take your attention lightly, and we're sending all of you so much love.
Mm, thank
You're
you.
welcome. Thanks, Melanie.